Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel today. I'm Chris Gibson. I am your skincare expert and I am here to help you get your best skin ever. On this channel, we talk about skincare products, skincare routines, skincare problems, actually all things skincare. So if that's your thing, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my new videos when they come up every week. You can also follow me on Instagram at SkinSoFabulous. There, I post a lot of things that don't make it onto YouTube, so be sure you go on over there and hit me up on Instagram as well. Clear and glowing skin is everyone's goal, especially if you're a skincare junkie like me. It's a goal number one. So with the new year approaching, I want to help you make 2020 your best looking year yet with some expert tips that you can start using right away. Now, 2020 is also going to see many big name celebrity skincare launches, which I did do a video on this already, so I'll put a link to that in the video description box. But no matter the who behind the skincare, the what and how of what you need to do to have the best looking skin doesn't change. Okay, so let's dive right in. The number one priority, first thing you need to know going into 2020 is what your actual skin type ID is. And I know a lot of us kind of fall into these larger categories that the skincare companies or the industry has sort of created for us. But I promise you, unless you know what your skin type ID is, you're gonna be applying the wrong type of products at the wrong time using the wrong methods. And you're not gonna get the results you want, and you're gonna get really, really frustrated. So super, super important to know this. Now, I've made this really, really easy. If you're a part of the Skin So Fabulous community, you already know that I have this, but I have a really brief 15-minute skincare course that's free that you can go over, answer some questions. It will tell you what your actual skin type ID is. And it's not just general terms like oily skin or dry skin. It really gets down to the nitty-gritty of what you need for a skincare routine. So if you haven't done that, be sure and go over there. Again, I'll put a link to that in the video description box. It's also here on the screen. And get your skin type ID so that you go into 2020 knowing what that is. The other thing is, if you think you know it, guess what? Skincare types change over time, especially as you move through life. So you can go from oily to oily dry to oily dry sensitive. You can go from dry to dry sensitive. So there can be a lot of changes over the years that you may not keep up with. And if you don't, a lot of times what will happen is your skincare products will stop working for you and you won't know why, which is the next thing that I want to talk about, which is evaluating your skincare products. Now listen, I'm like a lot of you, I have my favorite products of all time. Some of them I have been using, okay, we'll just say for a number of years. And it's great. It's great to have a brand that you believe in and a product that works for you. But if you're starting to suddenly see changes where you're having dry skin patches or you're having more of a propensity for breakouts, the problem may be that your product no longer works for you. And as much as you may love that brand, you may need to make a change. So that's one of the big things I wanted to relay today in this video, that going into 2020, we all need to be open, and that includes me, the skincare junkie of all time, to new products and new things and new technology. And when we may love a brand, we need to check out other brands. For instance, I discovered that Neutrogena, a brand that I have recommended and used for years, came out with a brand new product called Hydro Boost. And the stuff's amazing. I really, really love it. And the great thing about it was that I was able to purchase a sample size. The sample size meant I got to try the product out and use it before diving in and spending a whole lot of money on it. And let me just tell you, I do recommend that product. I did a video, several videos here of late where that product is mentioned. Again, I'll put a link to that in the video description box. But it's great to be able to try out new products. So try to do that, try to find samples. And skincare industry, please listen if you're out there listening to any of these videos of mine. We all would like to see more sample size products. That's one of the great things about Drunk Elephant as a skincare line, is that they have that sample size that you can buy of their products and try them out. It's a great, great way to get introduced to a skincare product and make sure it works for you. Because in the end, that's what's important. If it doesn't work, it's not worth anything you spend on it, whether it's 10 bucks or 100. So I'll quit bitching about this now and we'll move on. The next thing that you need to really consider to have clear skin going into 2020 is making sure that you have an exfoliation step in your skincare, excuse me, in your skincare routine. Super, super important that at least once per week you are taking old skin off. And here's why that's so super important. What happens, especially as we age, but The environment can create this, the products you're using can create this. Your skin builds up this layer, it's microscopic, layer of dead skin cells, and they can block pores, trap oil, bacteria, and lead to more breakouts. One of the things my dermatologist told me many, many years ago, and I still do it today, I'll show this to you, is I use this little thing right here. It's a facial exfoliating sponge, and I actually use it all over instead of a washcloth or a scrubber. And it is a Buff Puff sponge. It's made by 3M. There are also many, many, many versions of this that are not Buff Puff, but they still work just as well. The main thing is you want a gentle exfoliating daily sponge, and this wiry kind of feeling sponge lifts off that dead skin on an ongoing basis and helps keep your skin clear. And it's been one of the things that I have used. Again, I won't go into how many years I've been using this, but it's a really, really long time. And you use them for about 2 to 3 weeks and you throw them away and you get another one. They're really inexpensive too. It's really, really important that you exfoliate. That's gonna make a huge difference for you, whether you've been battling acne and other skin problems for a really long time, or whether you're just getting started on a brand new skincare routine for 2020. This little puppy right here is what you need. Okay, my other 2020 clear skin tip is super, super important, and it has to do with your diet, and that's the amount of sugar that we all tend to eat. And this is the holiday season right now when I'm doing this video, but it applies whenever you see this video at any time of year. Too much sugar in your diet is causing you skin problems. And I don't care if you don't have acne, it does. There's been study after study after study come back and show the negative effects of a high sugar diet, not just for obesity and for diabetes and things like that. It actually has an impact on the collagen production in your skin. It has an impact on the oiliness of your skin. It has an impact on the amount of bacteria and yeast that can live in your body and on your skin. So super, super important to take a look at how much sugar you're eating. If it's more than 2 tablespoons a day, you're eating too much. What I do, and I get asked this question all the time, what I do is I try to replace as much refined sugar with natural choices. I like to keep frozen berries in the freezer, fruits, things like that. If I do use sweeteners, I try to stick to stevia, which is a plant-based sweetener. It's not aspartame, it's not a chemical, it's plant-based. So anytime you're using a plant-based sweetener, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be eating something that's not going to be impacting your body from a chemical point of view. So truly, 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 I'm gonna do that as one of my key things moving into 2020 is to really watch my sugar intake. And you'll notice that as you cut sugar out of your diet, if you've been battling acne, it's gonna make a huge difference. It's one of the biggest things that I ever did for myself when I was battling my severe acne, was cutting out sugar. I actually went on a fast for 3 days, but when I came off that fast, I was no longer eating sugar at all because I had made the correlation between when I ate too much of it, I got a breakout. So those of you who kind of have the thing is, if I eat too much chocolate, I get a zit. Guess what? It's really not the chocolate, it's the amount of sugar that you're eating along with the chocolate. So hopefully these very simple tips that I'm giving you today in this fairly short video will make a huge difference in your skin. And I have tons of videos on all of these subjects, so I'm gonna put a couple of playlists right over here for you to check them out. That way, you're gonna have all the help you need going into the new year, and you're gonna have the best skin you've ever had. Now, if you haven't subscribed, please do so you don't miss any of the videos that I have coming up for the new year. We're gonna take some really intense deep dives into skincare this year, skincare brands, skincare ingredients, fragrance, all that stuff. I'm gonna be reviewing it, so I don't want you to miss out. Check out the Skin So Fabulous community too. Again, those links are down in the video description box. Stay beautiful, and I will see you over on the next one.